Hey YouTubers, according to People, Wendy Williams will not be returning to her show for the rest of the season due to her continued bouts with ongoing medical issues. Now, the new report on Wendy Williams is that she has been locked out of her Wells Fargo account, which contains several $1,000,000. So court record shows that she has been locked out of her account for 2 weeks now. Now, Wendy went to court and she asked the judge to unblock her account. Wendy Williams' troubles continued to mount on Friday when the media personality asked the New York courts to restore her assets to a bank account containing a large sum of money. An attorney for Williams, who is 57 years old, went to court to unblock her account, giving her access to her money. Her attorney filed a petition 2 days ago asking a judge to force Wells Fargo to restore her assets to an account holding several $1,000,000, according to court documents. In the filing records, it shows that her attorney also reported that Wendy's former financial advisor told the bank that she was of unsound mind, which led the bank to temporarily freeze her accounts and funds. YouTubers, I'm wondering if that's even lawful. Can a financial advisor do that without your permission? You didn't sign to it and they tell the bank that you are of unsound mind and shut your account down? I don't know if that's legal. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know. So I'm thinking to myself, although it is reported that she's worth $60 million, maybe the other money is tied up in real estate, etc. And it's not liquid assets. That's what I'm thinking. That's why she really wants to get a hold of this $2 million in this account. Wells Fargo did not immediately respond. So Wells Fargo did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The bank previously told the court its agreement with William allowed it to reject instructions for proposed transactions that were deemed to be fraudulent if the company suspects financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence, according to Williams' petition. So the bank is saying that they are in agreement with Wendy Williams that if there's any fraudulent activity, they should shut her account down. And now she's fighting that. On the other hand, her attorney is saying it was the financial advisor who told the bank to shut her account down because she's not of sound mind. So the bank is basically saying they had an agreement with Wendy Williams that if there's any fraud detected or dementia, a lot of times when people have been diagnosed with dementia, your mind does not go right away. Early onset dementia, you can still think and reason for yourself, but you have periods of forgetfulness. And when it's early, you can make certain decisions. And the bank is saying that Wendy made an agreement with them if they suspect dementia or any fraud to shut her account down. So back in November, Wendy's brother denied reports that his famous sister was suffering from dementia. Her attorney agreed in their petition on Friday that Wells Fargo had exceeded its authority, in part because she haven't executed any transaction that would give the bank reason to pause or reject account access. So Wendy has in excess of over $2 million in this account. And the bank is saying that they suspect fraudulent activity. So they went ahead and denied all transactions. But what is troublesome and worrying is that they blocked her from getting her own money. Because I know if I get blocked out of my account online, I can go into the bank and I can, show my ID, restore my account and get my money. But they're not allowing her to do that. Because according to the bank, they agreed with her if there's any dementia involved or fraudulent activity in any way to shut her account down. So what is she supposed to do for money? I guess go to her other accounts because she's worth over $60 million. And she, I'm sure, has other accounts because this particular bank account at Wells Fargo only has a little over $2 million. So the court document says that the petition requests that Wendy Williams' account be restored while she works out or resolve her problems with Wells Fargo via arbitration. Her attorneys are asking for the court to reopen any frozen accounts or assets and to let her access any accompanying statements currently identifiable as accounts and or policies which contain funds that were removed or withheld from her accounts within 48 hours from Friday. Now, today is Wednesday, so we are going to see if the request by the attorney has been carried out by the bank via the court. Her current net worth, according to the Sun, as of September, is $40 million. Now, last year, her combined net worth with her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, was $60 million. So now that they're divorced, it is reported that now she's worth $40 million. And we don't know how much of that $40 million is liquid asset. We know $2 million is tied up in Wells Fargo. Wendy and her husband, Kevin Hunter, divorced back in 2020. Back in January, producers for the Wendy Williams show announced their February lineup of guest hosts for the show to continue on the air without Wendy. So this is just another set of problems for Wendy. Besides all the medical issues, now she's got the financial woes of this bank seizing her assets. So it's now official, the announcement was made that for the rest of the season, Wendy Williams will not be back. According to People, whether Wendy returns in the fall will depend on how she's healing. Her ongoing health issues tied to her grave disease delayed the initial return in October. She was supposed to return October the 4th. The premiere episode was delayed once more back in October 18th. Despite Wendy having recovered from COVID-19 last year, 2021, she still continued to face other health issues. Wendy's healing is slower than everyone had hoped. She continues to deal with a number of medical issues, including Graves' disease, and she and her team are taking it one day at a time, according to People. But reports of a stroke, drugs, or addiction issues, or a dementia diagnosis are reportedly to be false. Whether Wendy can return in the fall will depend on how her healing goes over the summer. Her health is the most important thing, the source added. Wendy continues to be under medical supervision and meets with her medical team on a daily basis. The show said in a statement at the time, she is making progress. On Thursday, TMZ reported that Sherry Shepard will be named as the show's permanent guest host. So Sherry will be filling in for Wendy permanently as long as she's out. When Shepard, who is 54, first hosted in November 2021, ratings soared to the highest it has been all season. The actress has guest hosted multiple times ever since. It's reported that Sherry Shepard is thrilled to be invited back to guest host the Wendy Williams Show. The Wendy Williams Show issued a statement acknowledging that Wendy is going to need more time to recover and to recuperate. In the same statement, the show further concluded that it has been determined that more time is needed before Wendy is able to return to her live hosting duties. A spokesperson from the show says Wendy continues to experience serious complications from Graves' disease as well as her thyroid condition. So in her absence, there will be a number of guest hosts. And now Sherry Shepard is a permanent guest host. So we are wishing Wendy all the best, not only with her health issues, but for Wells Fargo Bank to unfreeze her assets and give Wendy access to her own money. So I don't know, YouTubers, something is not adding up here, because I know people who have been diagnosed, or maybe they have early onset dementia and they are in denial, and people around them are not telling them that they are so forgetful, and it is so remarkable, the forgetfulness, that it warrants some concern. A lot of times people don't tell you that you're going through dementia. You yourself refuse to believe it, but other people see it. Another alarming thing I noted while doing this reporting is it is stated by Wendy's attorney that her financial advisor was instrumental in getting the bank to close her account, because the financial advisors claimed that Wendy was not of sound mind. And I know in order to close people's account like that, especially if you are not attached to that account, you would have to go to court. And it's a lengthy process, and the financial advisor would have to be power of attorney to shut down that account. So it's not adding up, folks. Something ain't clean in the buttermilk, but it will be ironed out in the court system. So I said previously that if my assets is frozen, I would just go into the bank, show my ID to unfreeze it. But for the bank to go through such length, there's got to be more to the story. So in the court filing, Wendy Williams' legal team said that Wells Fargo justified freezing her assets on their previous client agreement to pause or reject instructions for a proposed transaction pending judicial or administrative remedies should they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence. So the bank is saying they suspect one of those three things. Maybe Wendy has someone taking her to the bank who they suspect is trying to get money from her, because they said financial exploitation. The second thing was dementia. And maybe due to them talking to her while she's in the bank, they picked up the fact that she's not there mentally. And then the third thing that she signed off on with the bank is that if there's any allegedly undue influence, like someone coercing her or, encouraging her to sign this and take that out, and maybe they witness all those things, that's why they shut their account down. So Wendy's lawyer is saying that the bank outreached their authority because Wendy has yet to give Wells Fargo any reason to keep her from accessing her account. But apparently she did, allegedly, because if she signed an agreement with the bank stating that if they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence, and she signed to that, then that's giving them authority to close that account down if they suspect any of those three things. But the question is, if they shut the account down and she wants to get money to pay her bills, so now YouTubers, you see the problem. Although she allegedly signed to shut the account down if there's any fraudulent activity, then if that's the case, she herself cannot get her own money. How is she going to get money otherwise? Because she agreed to shut it down, allegedly. So a lot of times you really have to think things through before signing off on the dotted line, because although it's to protect you, it's a catch-22 that if the account is shut down, you can't access any of your money. Her attorney wants the court to grant an emergency order that will allow her immediate access to her accounts while the dispute with Wells Fargo is ongoing in arbitration. According to Wendy's attorneys, the bank has violated its fiduciary duty. The bank should give access to Wendy and her agents. According to Wendy's attorney, members, officers, employees, representatives, and anyone else acting on Wendy's behalf, be it her employees or any other agents representing her. This issue with Wells Fargo Bank surfaced just days after Wendy Williams' show producers announced another round of guest hosts while Wendy continues to be unavailable or is in recovery. But the fact of the matter is, these funds in Wells Fargo's bank are Wendy's funds, and she has the right to her funds. So I'm sure in the long run, the long and short of it, she's going to get her money. And whether or not she signed or the financial advisor shut the account down, it's going to play out in the courts. But she is going to get her money. And that's just the latest news on the Wendy Williams saga. So YouTubers, we are going to keep our ears to the ground as to what's going to go on with Wendy Williams and this story. We wish her well, not only health-wise, but financial-wise. YouTubers, like, share, and subscribe. I'm over and out. Hit the subscribe button before leaving. Thank you.